There is a grain you were never meant to remember. It doesn't need fertilizer, it doesn't fear drought. It contains more protein than wheat, more minerals than rice, and a complete amino acid profile that rivals meat. For thousands of years, it fed entire civilizations. Then an empire declared it illegal, not taxed, not controlled, erased. Temples were burned, fields destroyed, seeds outlawed, people executed for growing it. Today, you'll find this grain rebranded as a superfood, sold in plastic bags for premium prices. But once, it was food freedom. This is the story of Amaranth, the grain that built civilizations and the system that couldn't afford to let it survive. Long before supermarkets, before wheat fields stretched across continents, before monoculture reshaped the land, the Aztec Empire thrived on a grain called huatli. Amaranth wasn't a side dish, it was survival. Alongside maize and beans, it formed the nutritional foundation of Mesoamerica. Soldiers marched on it. Children grew strong on it. Entire cities depended on it. Unlike wheat, Amaranth grew in poor soil. Unlike rice, it didn't need flooded fields. Unlike corn, it didn't collapse in drought. One plant produced thousands of seeds, harvested by hand, stored easily, grown anywhere. But Amaranth was more than food. It was sacred. The Aztecs mixed Amaranth with honey and formed ritual figures representing gods. These figures weren't idols. They were consumed, symbolizing unity between people, land, and spirit. Food was culture. Culture was power. And power is never tolerated by empires. In 1519, the Spanish arrived. They didn't just bring swords, they brought ideology. Christian missionaries saw the Amaranth rituals and panicked, not because they were dangerous, but because they couldn't control them. Maize could be taxed. Wheat could be imposed. But Amaranth? It grew freely. It fed people independently. It carried memory. So the Spanish did what empires always do. They criminalized food. Amaranth fields were burned, seeds destroyed, farmers punished. In some regions, cultivating amaranth was punishable by death. This wasn't agriculture reform. It was cultural elimination. By banning the grain, they broke the food system. By breaking the food system, they broke the people. Wheat replaced amaranth, not because it was better, but because it was controllable. Within generations, a civilization's staple food was reduced to folklore. The grain didn't disappear, but its name did. Here's what made amaranth dangerous. Amaranth is not a true grain. It's a pseudo-cereal, like quinoa. That means it's biologically different. While wheat lacks lysine, an essential amino acid, amaranth contains it in abundance. Its protein quality rivals milk and meat. It's rich in calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, fiber, gluten-free, fast-growing, highly adaptable. It thrives in heat, survives drought, grows in depleted soil. Some species mature in 60 days. In modern terms, amaranth is everything industrial agriculture doesn't want. It doesn't require chemicals, it doesn't need patented seeds, it doesn't lock farmers into dependency. You plant it once, you save seeds forever. That is not a crop, that is freedom. Fast forward to the modern world. Agriculture didn't evolve, it consolidated. A handful of crops dominate global calories: wheat, rice, corn. Why these? Not nutrition, logistics. They transport well, store long, respond predictably to fertilizers. Amaranth doesn't fit. Its seeds are tiny. It matures unevenly. It grows too easily. You can't industrialize abundance. So amaranth was labeled primitive, unrefined, peasant food. In textbooks, it vanished. In policy, it was ignored. In seed banks, it was sidelined. Knowledge doesn't need to be destroyed. It only needs to be excluded. Then something strange happened. In the late 20th century, scientists rediscovered amaranth. Nutritionists called it a lost grain. Health industries called it a superfood. The same grain, once banned for empowering people, was now sold for profit. Amaranth pasta, amaranth protein powder, amaranth snack bars. But here's the trick. You're not encouraged to grow it. You're encouraged to buy it. Stripped of history, stripped of context, stripped of power. The system didn't bring amaranth back. It domesticated it. Now the system is cracking. Wheat fails in heat. Rice collapses without water. Corn demands fertilizer and fuel. Climate change isn't coming. It's already here. And suddenly, scientists are asking the same question ancient farmers answered thousands of years ago. What grows when everything else fails? Amaranth does. In Africa, it feeds communities during drought. In India, it survives failed monsoons. In Central America, it never left. It doesn't ask permission from climate. It adapts. Because if people grow resilient food, they don't need food aid, subsidies, dependency. They don't panic during shortages. They don't starve quietly. Amaranth represents a dangerous idea that food security doesn't come from systems, it comes from knowledge. And knowledge makes control difficult. Amaranth never disappeared. It waited. In mountain villages, in indigenous memory, in forgotten seed jars, waiting for a world desperate enough to listen. So here's what you do. Learn its name, grow it, cook it, save the seeds, teach your children that food doesn't need permission. Because the most dangerous thing to any system is a person who can feed themselves. Amaranth is not just a grain, it's a reminder. The future isn't invented, it's remembered. If this unveiled something for you, subscribe to Friendly Garden. The next unveiling is already growing.